right, so to recap last session, we had, or what you did is you woke up from your night's sleep in an inn after dreaming about uh, your brother coming home for the first time and how happy your parents were, but you don't know if that was actually a memory you created since it was such a long time ago, and from the memory wipe, you probably wouldn't remember it. But you still had that dream regardless. Your first goal was to, you first talked to the bartender and they told you about Todd's oddities to get weird things. He kind of pulled up like a paper list and told you about it. And then and then you went to the Tents of Luck where you met this uh, guy in a white robe who did this crazy magic trick, card trick in front of you. But you saw
Yeah.
all these tables everywhere, and he mentioned that there was James kind of ran the Tents of Luck. You were on your way out, and then you saw someone fumble a deck of cards, and you went to speak to the manager. Uh,
God.
went to
Yeah,
went
that
to
Fox
went,
asshole.
went to James, this fox looking huge being of a creature, essentially taunted you. And then you went to Broggs to mope and come up with a fantastic plan that you were going to create your own,
Fox.
your own, your own group led by you. And you're going to recruit people much like you recruited Amelia. So you went to Todd's Oddities. It was an odd place, but you did find a bunch of decks of cards. And then also a seemingly magic deck of cards that seems to, on its own, want to arrange itself, but it makes it, when you were playing with them in your hands, it felt really easy to manipulate, and almost as if sometimes the cards were moving with themselves. And that's where we left off. You were sitting on a bench outside of Todd's Oddities, just kind of inspecting your cards. It's probably about, I don't know, like 3 in the day is what I'll put it around at 3 or 4 p.m. And yeah, you're just sitting on a bench. What would you like to do?
Alright, I gotta get these homeless people before they like go and find shelter for the night. So
Yeah,
I'm already in the lower end.
yeah.
Um, I'm gonna look for people that are either really old or really young. No one in between and look pretty fit frail. Like I could beat them up.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Looking thin and frail.
but yeah, just really like just beggars.
Mm-hmm.
Just, but I don't know. No one who I'm gonna think, if I walk up to them, they're gonna, go crazy and try to stab me or something like that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I feel
The
like I can handle that, but I don't know.
yeah, you're looking for calm. I'd love for you to do a perception check for me.
First one in the next.
Yeah, as you're walking, Christopher walking. Okay, okay, pretty good. Uh,
Not
I'll say
bad.
I'll say just as you exit out onto the street, like the main big strip that's kind of to the right or the east of Todd's Oddities, you see across the street and see this kid that maybe is in his late teens, early 20s, but just sitting against a building. There's a little bowl next to him. No sign or anything, but he seems to just be sitting there. It's the first thing that catches your eye, but he is in kind of tattered clothes and is looking around kind of aimlessly. He's not doesn't seem to have a purpose. Seems
Oh,
This seems like a ripe candidate.
my second prodigy. I spruce up my beard, I straighten my hat,
Mm-hmm.
I walk over to it, and as I approach, hello, are you homeless?
He 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 looks up, kind of like blinks a bunch, and he says, "Uh, yeah, yeah. I don't have a home. What do you want?"
What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Rylan. What
Island, nice to meet you.
what's with your getup?
Well, I'm a wizard.
Oh, a wizard.
I'm
Okay.
a yes. Island, my name is Alden the Amazing.
Mm.
I'm a wizard of the arcane arts, especially in illusionary magic.
Wow.
I was I've been in the area for a little bit, and I was wondering, how would you like to make some money?
Uh, he's, uh, yeah. What do you need me to do? Am I gonna be your apprentice? What are you gonna send me on some
That's
quest? Is this some?
yes. You're going to
Okay.
exactly. You're going to become my student, second student of Alden the Amazing, School of Allegiance.
He kind of looks to like a bag that he has to his side. He like mutters to himself. He's like, "Dude, I think I took too much." Oh, and he looks up to you and he says, "Okay,
This is no spell, Ryland.
uh, no spell. You're
This is
real."
Maria's donut. Uh, I I have a mission to say, and that is to spread my magic to as many people as possible.
No.
And in the process, I want to improve the lives of as many people as possible. You know those clowns, sense of luck?
Yeah, he smiles. He's like, "Yeah, the tents of luck. Yeah, I've seen some cool stuff there."
Cool is certainly an overstatement, honestly. It's amateurish, really, what they're doing over there. And think about how much money they're making off of those simple acts. With
Mm.
no skill, no talent. It's pathetic, really. When you, a fine young gentleman like yourself, making so much more,
Mm.
real. I'd like to give you this. However, first, how would you like to learn a few card tricks of illusionary magic? You yourself perform tricks for all the people across Ridak. Make yourself some cash.
Yeah, if you'd be willing to teach me some magic, I don't know if I can do that. I'm not like a magical
I'll see.
guy.
Oh, you'll see that magic comes in many forms. All valid.
Yeah. He says, "Okay, yeah, I'll sure
Alright.
come on and sit down. Let's learn some
Okay.
magic."
Alright. I'm glad I've convinced you. And then let's see here. I'm going to hand you this. Now,
Okay.
it's very important that you don't pawn this. Because think about it long term. You sell this, yeah, you'll get some quick coins. You know, maybe spend it, go crazy for a night or two on some, you know, grog or some sludge.
Mm-hmm.
But think about this. You keep these, you practice the magic. You'll be making money for as long as you do it.
Mm. He kind of like look, and do you hand him just regular cards or the fancy cards?
I hand him, I hold, I don't hand him just yet, but I hold it out.
Hmm.
Hold it.
Uh, and just regular cards or the
Just
fancy
regular
one.
cards.
The
Not
regular.
the
Okay.
magic
Yeah.
ones are mine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The regular ones. Yes. Then he says, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I can kind of see what you're getting at. Like, I
You
could,
know,
I
teach a
can
man to
make some
fish,
money.
right?
Yeah, yeah, I know lots of fishermen."
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, you're a star pupil already. Your wit is astounding. But here, and
uh,
then
yeah, he takes them
let's
from
get
you.
okay. Now with these cards, you could do so much magic. Blow the minds of all the simpletons around you. Know any better about how magic works. If he is your teacher, you'll learn all the best. Now, I'm going to teach you a few tricks, alright? And I'm going to let you keep those.
No.
And I promise you that in 48 hours, you'll be making more coin than you would simply sitting here begging for it. You'll be earning it. Earning.
Earning. Yeah, earning that. Yeah, he looks down at his bowl, which is
Earning it.
fucking hypnotizing. He looks down at his bowl and his empty bowl, and he says,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, yeah, I, I can get people to come to me, and and he looks up at you, and he's like, yeah, everybody will start talking about Ryland, and they'll go to Ryland, and people, yeah, I can. Let's see. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Can you look? Can you teach me a card
Okay.
trick?
Yes. And the only thing I ask for in exchange is that at the end of every week, I can come to me at my lair, not in the shadow room, but near the shadow room, just like outside of it, not inside the shadow room. That's where I live. I took over, I'm a wizard. And you deposit off, let's say, about 25% of what you make. Be just an exchange. How does that sound, Island?
He says, uh, at the mention of the shadow room, he's like, "Oh, and he like looks at his bag again. He's like, you live by the shadow room?" But he said to you like, are you evil? I know a guy who went in the
No.
shadow room once, and he never came back.
No. It's just, high end wizards like me hang out around there sometimes because we're drawn to magic,
Mm-hmm.
just in general.
Yeah,
So I
the
figure,
right. Mhm.
that'd be a pretty good space to drop off money because no one's gonna fuck with a bunch of wizards.
He nods along. He says that makes sense. As long as I don't have to go in there, I can drop off. What did you say? 25%? What's that?
25%. That's well, say you have 4 coins.
Yeah.
I just need one of those coins, and you keep the other three.
Oh, three. I get 3 times as many more as you. I can't say he says times, but he doesn't know what 25% is. He says, I get 2 more coins than you. Okay, I can do that.
Uh, sure. Just bring all the money, and then I'll figure out how much you owe me, and don't
Mm-hmm.
worry about it. Don't worry about the hard stuff. Don't sweat it because you'll be making so much that you won't even notice it's like gone.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, it's more than what I'm making now. I definitely need more money to get some more of this stuff. And he kind of gestures up with his little bag.
Yep. Uh. Yep. That'll definitely be. You'll be rolling in it. So let's get started. I'm gonna
Yeah.
teach you. How about 2 magic tricks, and then I'll let you go off and make as much money as you can. And by the end of the week, meet me at the shadow room, uh, and see how you're doing.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I can see you in 7 days. That works. I can do that. And so, do you proceed to teach him now? What's the difficulty? I'll say of the tricks you're teaching him, because I
I'm gonna
will
say
say that,
very like yeah.
in your business mind,
This
you
guy is
know that,
struggling to do
yeah, in the
basic
business
math, so
mind,
I gotta
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
I gotta
in
keep it
your,
pretty simple. So I'm gonna teach him like 2 novice levels,
mm-hmm,
like ones where it's pick a card, any card, and then he just draws it, and then you just have it, and then you put it at the top of the deck, so you always
mm-hmm,
keep track of it. Uh, and that one, and then what's like a really I don't know. I personally don't know like simple card tricks, but I'll just Google it really quickly.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
I can say like maybe another silly one would be like a performative one where you do pick a card, he keeps track of the card, and
yeah,
then he like acts like he spews it everywhere or something. He like spills them, and then but he always has the
yeah.
card they just picked just in his hand, and then
Okay,
yeah, but it's like a distraction thing, so it's more like a magician, like get your attention away from the fact that he just has your card. And then you like, he like
yeah,
acts like he looks through all of them, and then he finds your card.
yeah. I'm just gonna. That'll be my whole like. I'm just gonna stick with those two to all these people I teach.
Okay.
Uh,
And I will say,
um,
just there's going to be a direct correlation between the difficulty of the trick and how much money they make.
okay,
There's other
sure.
factors I'm considering in terms of the
This
calculation
is
of how much money
this
they
is less
make.
about making money and more just about ruining the tense of luck business.
Mhm. Exactly. Every, everyone's gonna see the same two tricks. There's a lot of people here though. All right, all right. For you, let me see what skill would be best here. Hmm. First, I'm gonna ask you to make a games lore check. You can do it with your new cards if you want.
Sure, I'll do
But
that.
do a games lore check. I don't think it's working automatically yet. I think you have to do it. Let me see.
Okay, well, I'll just roll it and then add two.
Yeah, just add two to it. Yeah, I don't have it yet where it automatically does
Holy fuck! All right, 0 point. No way. I can't start it off like this.
it.
No.
Yeah.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
Okay, much better.
Okay. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Yeah,
All right, it's like 21 or whatever.
yeah, 21. Okay. Fucking natural one. Okay. You perform these two tricks for him, and this guy seemingly on something is bamboozled. Like you're done
You were
with.
lifting up your shirt on camera
That's okay.
with your
You
exposed
know,
stomach.
a little tummy. But he 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 looks at you even just after the first two tricks, and he's like, "Dude, I didn't even I don't know how you did that. You're gonna teach me that? I don't know if I can do that."
Trust me, we'll go step by step until you get it.
All right. I'm
And
gonna
if you
say.
don't get it on the first day, then I'll come back. You come to me at the Shadow Room tomorrow, and we'll continue lessons there.
He says, "Okay, yeah, I can move my spot. I don't really have a spot. I can move closer to the shadow room just to make it easier because I'm all the way over here."
Yeah. No, we should all get centralized. It's not just going to be you, by the way. It's going to be so
Hmm.
many more students. You're going to have peers, and you can study together and work together and perfect the art.
Oh, that's awesome. Can I?
So if you know anybody
Yeah.
who's interested in making money, you know,
He says, yeah, I got one buddy that I can try and do. Do you want me to try and teach them the tricks, or do
I'll
I have them come to you?
have them. Let's go meet them after this. After you see how you do on this first lesson, and then you can spread the word, see who he knows.
Hmm. Okay, yeah. Well, that sounds like a good guy. He's a fun guy. I like him. And
All
then
right.
yeah, you try and teach him the tricks. Let's see what skill would be best here, because it's like, yeah, I would do an academia check in terms of this is your. I'm gonna kind of, normally I would say this is like a school related thing, but I'm gonna try and make it kind of teaching related as well. It's you've had lots of teachers in your life, and even you've seen the good and the bad ones, so you kind of get a sense that you know the best way to explain something to someone.
Academia check. Let's do it.
Yes, academia lore check. All right, let's go.
Oh, baby, yeah.
Alden the teacher. I'll say that he learns. Which would you say you would do first? Which trick?
I would just do the pick a card, any card.
Okay,
Like
the
one
classic.
where they
Yep.
pick it and they're like, "Do you memorize your card?"
Mm-hmm.
And then they go, "Yes." Um, and then you take it and you put it into the deck where you can keep track of it,
Mm-hmm.
and then pick it out, and he goes, "This your card."
Yes, yeah, just a little bit of basic shuffling, but it's just the card's always there. I'll say, yeah, he absolutely learns that trick and he performs it for you. And he does decently well. Maybe he's slow, so it's not as quick as you are doing it to make it like, really difficult to track where the card is. But if someone doesn't know the trick, he just looks like he's shuffling the cards, I would say.
Yeah.
But he looks up to you. It's like, yeah, that I think I got it. I can. So I just get people to come. They pay me to do a card trick, and get then I do this trick, and they're happy. And then do they do it again?
Absolutely. You can charge them. You can charge them, for the trick.
Mm,
People love street performers, Ryland. Love them.
look, yeah, okay, yeah. I've seen a
And
few around. Yeah,
you
if it's
can,
anything like the Tense of Luck, then yeah, I can. I think I can
yes,
do that.
it's exactly that, but better because it's more personable, you know?
That yeah, that's true. I
And
can
you
I
know,
can make a little sign or something.
exactly. You think, star pupil, you get an A.
Oh, thank you. I haven't gotten one of
And
those
let me just say,
ever, maybe.
those, oh, well, it's the first one. Uh, you know, and let me just say, those tricks you did, splendid, simply
Hmm.
splendid.
Oh, thank you.
Um, so you keep practicing those till you're a real whiz at them. It's
Hmm.
illusionary magic. Don't forget this real magic. It's not just a card
Hmm.
trick. Using magic.
I I
Uh,
just learned magic. Wow.
you betcha. Uh, so so where are we? Like this is now above board. So with him like having some idea of how to do these tricks,
Hmm. Hmm.
he's now like kind of on board, right? As far as Alden's concerned, this guy is on board.
Yes.
Um, all right, good. There's one of 10.
Hmm.
Uh,
And you also got Amelia.
all right, I should go look for bigger groups because I can't do this one-on-one with 10, like 9 other people. I'm gonna lose my mind. Uh, all right. Okay, Rylan. Now, those two tricks out of the way, how do you say we go meet up with your friend so he can, get in on this as well?
That sounds like a good idea. I think he's gonna really like it.
All right, I'm ready when you are.
Okay. He says, okay, yeah. And he gets up and he has his deck of cards, and he looks to put it in something, and he just puts it in his little satchel that he had to the side, and he goes. Uh, he says, okay, yeah. He's a little bit too over this way. Like he looks for the words and he couldn't find it, so he starts just walking south. And I'll say,
And
yeah.
try to keep my wits about me here. I'm not trying to get like brought into a back alleyway.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's following the main path, and I'll say, you. Do you say anything to him along this trip, or ask him anything, or you just small
Uh,
chat or whatever?
just kind of like, uh, so you said someone went into the shadow room. What exactly happened to him? He just disappeared.
Well, yeah, like yeah, I don't know if you've been in it, but he walked in like we like pranked him, and he walked in, and then the door just shut behind him. And when we looked in,
Oh,
he was not there anymore, and we did not want to go in there. I mean, it's kind of scary over there, isn't it? Like, it seems like you can handle it, but I don't know if I can handle it.
yeah. Well, I learned how to ward off those curses pretty easily, but
Mm.
because of that, I wasn't really subjected to anything,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have exactly what would happen, but uh, you know, not really worried about it.
Um,
Probably just best to stay away from it, but I'm just gonna have people meet us there.
yeah,
That'll be our training grounds. That'll be our training grounds.
that makes sense. I think that's a good plan
Uh,
because it's real quiet over there. There's not going to be any of the guards or anything over there. That's for sure.
yep, exactly. And I have to say, did you drink like a potion or something? Like,
No, and he kind of reaches over to the bag that he put the cars in, and he like holds it up and he shakes it to you, and he says, yeah, I got some Obat,
some what?
some Obat.
What is
I'll
that?
say you make a nature check.
Nature check. Interesting. Plus 0 to that.
Let's see. Uh,
13.
yeah, okay. I'll say you know that Obat you've heard is a plant
Mm,
that has some chill out properties. Uh,
okay, I
the
gotcha.
yeah, kind of like the weed of the world, but it's abundant
Uh,
everywhere. It's not. It's very mild. It's not like an illegal thing, but it seems
okay.
to.
Damn
It's
it.
like you can just kind of find it. You can find it in the forest, but it just mellows you out.
Am I about to peddle drugs and make fake potions? Shit, I might. I write that down. Keep that in mind. Keep that in the
Yeah,
back of my mind. Oh,
right.
bot.
Obot, yeah,
I
OBAT.
can. Is it? Do I know if it has like addictive properties or not?
Uh, it seems, yeah, I would say you don't know if it's addictive or not, but it certainly seems the people that use it like to use it, and the people that have never had it, don't really try it.
What if I think this to myself. What if I make a bunch of Obat infused, quote unquote potions,
Mm-hmm.
and then give it to all the people at the Tents of Luck, so they're too doped up to work. You got the business.
the fucking the scheme is building in Alden's head right now.
All right.
Yeah,
Mm,
you'd have to find some place that you can either look for an expert opinion in terms of making
yeah.
potions, or you can try it yourself in terms
I
of
think I
just
might try it myself. I'm cocky. I'm Alden is
hmm
cocky enough to attempt. He sucked at school,
you know how to
but
make
he's
potions.
definitely cocky enough to be like,
Hmm
I know how to make a potion.
Yeah,
So if I
exactly.
just go out and collect some, then I could be like, I'm just gonna ground up all the juices and then put it into like a thing of alcohol
Hmm
and then dye it a color, like red or something like that,
I
or
love it.
green, and like some vials. Like
Hmm
this potion makes you. Uh, but what's the
Yeah,
word?
yeah,
Rain check on that.
yeah, exactly. The scheme is building in the head about
Uh,
Obot.
there are multiple ways to demolish a building, and gutting the like creating competition,
Hmm
and then doping the competition is one of them.
Yeah. Alright.
Uh, anyway, all right. Well, this guy Obat. Well, interesting. I'll keep that in
Yes.
mind.
Yes. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. And as you're
It
finishing this
seems like it.
conversation, you walk up and where you kind of are on the map, like a little bit near Joymates. Yeah, like this is around where you slept for the tavern, uh, this morning.
Okay.
And you know, it's not next to it, but it's close by. And you, there, you know, Rylan says, he's normally around. Oh, there he is. And he points out to this large man. I'll say, or large dwarf, sorry.
Okay.
He
Oh,
that
fine.
is laying on the ground next to a building, just stomach, hands on his stomach. Just
Oh,
he's got a large tummy, and
yeah.
he's kind of snoring loudly, uh, laying on the ground, like towards the edge.
God, Jesus.
Yeah, and
I'm about to. This plan is gonna. So shit. No one's gonna approach these people for any card trick.
but
I'm gonna have to give him a. I'm gonna have to give him like a 411 on dressing, like how to like act.
yeah, he's once again wearing very similar clothes to Ryland. But Ryland, you all are walking up to him, and Ryland steps up right beside him and kind of leans down and like slaps his face a little bit. And he's like, "Hey, Bobo, Bobo, wake up!"
Oh.
Yeah, Bobo.
Uh,
Uh, and Bobo, and he stares at Ryland. Ryland, what? Why are you waking up at this hour? It's still bright out. Oh, and he stands up, and this is like, most dwarves are kind of short in stature, but this is like a 5 foot tall dwarf, which is pretty
oh
tall,
shit. Yeah,
tall for. But
it's a big boy.
he's a big boy, but he's like, and he gets and stretches. He's like, oh, what's up, Ryland? What do you need more of the stuff? And Ryland's like, oh no,
Oh.
this is he's like, oh no, this is what we're gonna. I don't need any more stuff. I'm good on that. But this is he gestures over to you. This is Alden the Amazing, right? That's what you said.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Mhm.
indeed. All to be a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Bobo.
Bobo's like, oh, I, uh, and he kind of straightens himself up a little bit and moves down his kind of like a little bit tattered clothes. He's like, oh, well, hello, Alden the Amazing. What is what are you doing here? What? And he kind of looks over to Ryland like a bunch, like to try and get a cue from him. Like, what is who is this person? Do you speak first,
Um,
or does you let Ryland speak?
I want to let Rylan speak just to ease the guy a little bit, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll speak up when there's a
Yeah.
lull in what Rylan's saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Rylan says, "Oh, this is a real wizard, Bobo, and he taught me this card trick or these card tricks." And he like holds out. He reaches into his bag and pulls out these cards. He taught me these card tricks that, dude, they blew my mind the first time he did them, and they taught them to me. And he says that he's teaching people to do these card tricks, kind of like the tense of luck, like when you go there,
But better,
and
but
he's
better,
teaching.
but better.
But yeah, and yeah, honestly, some of these I could see how they could be better than the tense of luck. But he's teaching people card tricks, and that's how we can make money. And Bobo is like, oh, well, card tricks. You're just, and he looks over to you. He says, you're just teaching people card tricks.
Teaching people magic, Bobo, that,
Oh,
certainly looks as if it's card tricks, but truly
mm,
it's illusionary magic.
oh, well,
It
and
dazzles the senses.
yeah,
Behold! And I take out the magic cards,
Mm.
and I do that thing where like somehow people like throw the cards in between their hands,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, where it's like
Yep.
the
It's like
yeah, I don't
spewing
know
in
how the
between
fuck
it.
they do that.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
either. Yeah,
and
just
I'm just
some.
kind of, and I try to do that,
Mm-hmm.
just like observe,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to make like a games
Yeah,
check or something.
I'll say a game's lore check just for impression.
Okay.
You're not doing like a card trick per se, but you're trying to
Yeah.
show off the
Uh.
cards.
Okay. For some reason, I can't roll it on the thingy majig, so I'm just gonna roll d20.
Okay.
I'll see. Oh fuck.
You get +8. Is that a total? Yeah, that would be a total of +8. 12. I'll say you don't uh you don't mess up in any way. And from your perspective, you you kind of don't catch all the cards in the perfect way, and so it seems sloppy to you, and you don't get your hands as far out between each other as you know you can do or you've done in the past, but you catch yourself and you don't fail miserably, but from your end
He's
you
not
feel like
impressed.
yeah,
He's yeah.
you feel like you didn't do well, and Bobo's
Mm.
kind of raises an eyebrow and he's like, "Oh, well, yeah, okay, magic. Uh, are you here to teach me magic? I'm game to teach magic if that's just
If
what you're
you're
doing. I was just sleeping here."
if you're interested, let me kind of give you the details of what I proposed to Ryland. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Uh. So everyone loves magic, right? That's why the Tents of Luck is so successful because they appeal to everyone's senses and they dazzle the mind.
Mm.
Everyone wants a little enjoyment every now and then. But I say, why not? Why the Tents of Luck? Why not the common people learn how to do this so they can make money by their own, on their own? So
Mm.
I'm opening up a school, and I am
Mm.
going around this area trying to recruit students who would love to learn a little bit of magic so they can make more money than they're making now. And the only thing I ask in return is at the end of every week, you come to my home near the shadow room. I'm not asking for you to go in there, just near it, and you just give me a small portion of what you earned every week, just in return. That's all. I allude, I liken the metaphor. Teach a man
Mm-hmm.
to, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed him for life. It's the same way with cards, really. You know, give a man a
Mm-hmm.
copper, you feed him for a day. Teach a man card tricks, and you set him up for life.
Mm.
Simple as that.
He's kind of nodding along. I'd love for you to do a diplomacy check for me.
Sure, sure. Okay, and a +0 to diplomacy.
It's just a straight roll.
Yep. Hang on. Oh, for some reason the thing was popping up behind my character
Oh, like
sheet. All
the
right.
little window, yeah.
Yeah, the pop up. Yeah. Roll it.
Come on. Oh,
Fuck.
oh, oh. I'm
That's
also,
bad.
yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm also doing a rule where I'm giving out, or like I'm getting, whoops, I'm getting into, I'm doing it so now I'm giving out a hero point like every hour or so, but we're just not at that time point yet.
I already used
So,
it so quickly.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He used the first one, so unfortunately he's still at it too. But, he, he's nodding along, but he says, ah, well, and he kind of uh, looks to Rylan for a second. He looks back at you and he says, I've heard of this business plan before. Uh, I've even used it myself, so I am not interested in being part of the scheme if that is what I need to do in order to learn these tricks. But, and he looks to Rylan, uh, Rylan, I can see that you need the money. I'll say, Rylan, I know that you need the money, so I think it's good for you to do it. But then he looks back at you and he says, I don't think it'll be very cost effective for me to. So he's not upset by your proposition in any way.
Okay, he's just like he just doesn't seem
you get the
interested.
you get the vibe that he understands that you know he's get what you're going for.
You're rejecting my tutelage. You're rejecting magic. What is this not good enough for you? I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm just a little taken aback.
he kind of furrows his brow for a second. He says, yes, I guess I am refusing your tutelage, but I'm sure you can do the magic. I'm not saying that, but I'm not interested in not making all of the money myself.
I kind of I cough into my arm and like a little green acid like spits up. And I turn back to him. I'm like, well, not everyone is inclined for the arcane arts, but I have to respect your decision. But just know that pretty soon there will be a wave of magicians riding the streets, performing these arts. You'll want in. You'll want in. You know where to find me. The Shadow Room. Go to the Shadow Room.
Yeah, you do mention the Shadow Room. Yeah, you go.
Fucking mongoloids, these fucking troglodytes. Not appreciate. So I'm thinking this to myself, by the way. These fucking mongoloids, these fucking troglodytes. Not appreciating the arcane arts. Doesn't fucking understand what I can do to them. Calm down. Calm down. Think about it long term. Think about it long term.
You kind of see in your face that you're a little upset. I'll ask, how obvious do you think the acid spit up thing was?
It's like slight green dripping from my mouth, and that's it.
His eyes are kind of getting a little wide. He's like, oh well, yes, yes, I am sure that there will be magicians everywhere, and I'm sure you're going to do a great job. I'm sorry. And he kind of
No.
takes a step back a little bit.
I'm sorry. Really. Oh, it's just I really do love magic, so just that's all.
Yeah, I'm sorry to insult your. I'm sorry to insult your arts.
No. Well, I may be able to learn from you soon, as I'm also planning on distributing potions to the populace.
Potions?
Yes.
I don't know
Your dear
how to
friend
make any
Ryland,
potions.
my dear student Ryland, told me about Obat.
Oh.
Well, I see it as a potent ingredient for potions among the populace, and I'll contact you later about that, but you seem like the man who knows how to use it, so...
He says, well, yes, if you, any kind of, he's not taken aback by anymore. He's like, oh, well, yeah, if you need Obat, I'm your guy. Don't go to anyone else. I know all about Obat.
Oh, I'll be in touch. Oh, how does it pair with alcohol?
Just pair with alcohol. Well,
yeah,
certainly makes you very sleepy if you do it with alcohol. That's for sure.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that's okay. Well, good to know. Well, I'll be in touch then. Oh, great.
Just kind of side eyes Rylan.
Okay.
Like, what is this guy?
Well, Ovo, do you know of anyone who may be interested in, you're not interested, but in learning tricks besides Ryland?
he. Make a perception
Not
check
so.
for me. Yeah, make a perception check
So
for me.
yourself. Perception. Oh my god, these rolls are
Oh,
killing me.
okay. But no, 10 was the DC I was going for. He. You can tell in his face that, maybe the same face you were making when you heard about Obat and the thoughts were going through your head. You can tell that the gears are kind of churning in his head as well. He kind of takes a second to
Mm.
ponder your question. He says, "Well, I may know quite a few people, actually, if you get what I mean." And he looks to Ryland and he says, Ryland, can you give us just a second? I'd like to talk to Alden the Amazing. And so Ryland,
Trying to
Ry-
swindle the swindler.
Ryland's like, oh yeah, sure. I don't know why I can't be here for the conversation. Just like kind of turns around, is just talking to him. So I don't know why I can hear. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll just walk away. Yeah, cool. I'll just walk in the street, whatever. And then he kind of takes a step towards you, and he's still shorter than you, but he is a big guy. And he's not trying to be intimidating. I don't want to come off like that, but he kind of walks
Yeah.
up to you, and he's like, I have quite a few people that come to me for Obat. They and sometimes some people don't come around, and they've said it's because they don't make enough money. Now he looks over to Rylan and he says, "If you taught him enough good tricks that he can make money, I think he'll keep coming back to me. And so can, uh, if you, I'll say he says this. He'll say, if you, no, okay. I want to phrase this perfectly. He says, if you want my network of all of the people that come to me for Obat, which is quite a few people, he will say, if you teach me the card tricks, I can teach them the card tricks, and whatever portion that you wanted, you can still take. Or, well, no, yeah, I'll say, whatever portion you wanted, I get some of that in return for teaching them the card tricks. So maybe you don't make just as much as if you had taught them, but you will have access to my entire network of Obat wanters, if you get my drift.
I'm going to be very clear with you, Bobo. This has never been about money for me. It's about revenge. It's about taking down the establishment. You know those bastards over at the Tents of Luck.
You're like
You
asking
know
this of
them,
him?
yes?
Yes,
You live
he's
in the
like,
Rid. You live in Ridak, yes?
yes, he says, yes, I've been to the Tents of Luck sometimes, but what he's kind of puzzled by your.
Imagine you walk into an entire building, and there you have people selling Obat, but it's ingrained with dirt and shit and soil and rat feces. It's a tarnish on your product, something you take pride in. You speak to the man in charge, and he says, what you sell is worthless. What I sell is what really people want, even though you know it's a lie. That is what I saw. I love my card tricks. It is my illusionary magic. It is what it drives me. See everyone over there making a profit on such amateurish acts. Vile. You think I care about getting the amount of money? No. I want to see those tents burn. Burn. So, I'm inclined to accept your offer. However, I still want to be involved. I won't teach you the card tricks, but I will take a significant hit to the money that I'm asking for in exchange for access to your network. I keep growing the amount of people who learn these tricks so you can get more clients making money. They keep coming back to you. Even if it's not about profit, I won't even ask for that much. So long as it cuts the base from those bastards at the Tents of Luck, fine with it. All I ask for. And I'm trying to intimidate him right now.
Yeah, no,
I know I wasn't being like,
yeah, no,
I wasn't trying to be like really verbal, but I'm trying to like loom over him. I'm getting really
yes,
sweaty and frantic.
yeah,
Uh,
I would love an
I'm like kind
intimidation
of
check.
frothing at the mouth.
Yeah,
I'm drooling green. So
exactly. Yeah, I would say
all right,
intimidation, and with your role playing, I'll say a +2 on top.
+2. All
You're
right,
making a
Christ
convincing argument.
Almighty.
Yeah, you got a
All right,
+6.
I gotta get it. I'll just add 2 to whatever this roll is. I gotta get it.
Let's
Oh,
go. A
oh,
20.
it's 20.
Yes, it's a 20. That's pretty good. Uh, it's about
Oh,
it's about to be 9. But I'll say that's a good roll. But I'll be right back from my meeting.
all
But
right. No worries.
yeah, you're thinking he's gonna accept it. But I'll be right back.
Drooling green. All right. Oh, baby.
Yes. All right. So you rolled really well on your intimidation check. Yeah, simultaneously, it's you can see at his face that he's simultaneously happy that from his perspective you're offering him a better deal, right? His original offer was to only take some of the money, but you're saying you don't care as much about the money, and he doesn't have to worry about the teaching. But he was a little. You can tell that he was somewhat hesitant about kind of handing away his network. But you have successfully, as you're kind of towering over him, maybe getting on your tippy toes, getting a little bit too close for comfort, but he is not backing up as you are just, you are uh, spewing this hatred that you have for the Tents of Luck. And how this is,
Funny it.
it's not about the fucking money. It's about watching the tents burn. Like his eyes are wide, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we can, sure, yeah, that sounds like a perfect plan." And he kind of takes a step back, and he puts his hand out, kind of like, warily to go for a handshake for that deal.
I stick my hand out and say, good deal.
And you shake hands, and so the deal is just,
We're going to
yeah,
make,
yeah,
yeah.
you're gonna make money.
Together we're going to burn those bastards down.
He nods his head, yes, and make more money.
Yep,
Uh,
that too.
yep, that too. So just to confirm, there's above board. So the plan you detailed is that, well, you haven't said percentages yet, but that
Yeah.
that you will take less money, but you now have.
I'll take less than 25%, but I have
Mhm.
access to his network now, and I can keep teaching people.
Yes.
And by proxy, and the hope is that okay, you teach enough people, they can learn enough card tricks, they'll make
Hmm.
more money. They keep coming back to him. In the process, simultaneously they're showing that the tents of luck aren't needed because anyone can do this. Well,
Hmm.
not anyone, but that there's better stuff out there.
Yes.
I guess it'd be bad if they're too inebriated on Obat to do anything, but that's why we have to make the new potions to
Yes.
you know inebriate the competition even more than our guys.
Hmm.
So,
I love
uh,
it.
yeah.
Okay,
So
but you have
I've
shaken out it.
become
Yeah.
I've become a horrible drug dealer, and yeah, this is not good. That's not how I expected Alden's story to be
uh,
going.
I mean, he was insulted, and no one insults Alden the Amazing.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Pissed
you've
off.
shaken on it, and he says, "Okay, well, uh, you said you live near the shadow room.
Yes. Send them
Um,
my way.
yeah,
Tell
well,
them that classes begin tomorrow.
he says, okay, well, I do most of my work at night. That's why I was sleeping here when Rylan came and awoke me." And he kind of glances over at Rylan, and Rylan's just walking around, kicking his feet against the ground, just in the dirt, kind of glancing over at y'all, waiting until he can be invited back in. He says, well,
Sure.
I do most of my work at night, uh, and so, well, I can come by later tonight if you're gonna be at the shadow room, and I can hand you a list of all of the people so you know who's coming from me. And I will, whenever someone comes to me for Obat, I can send them your way because I don't particularly know where many of them are, but like I said, most of my clients come to me at night, so I can let them know your location and send them over.
Yes.
I don't know when they'll come over. What times are best for you?
I'll be, well, I mean, I usually work during the day, but, let's just settle on, like, oof. How about 10 a.m.? Does that work? 10 a.m.?
He says, "Okay, yeah, 10 a.m. works. Yep, that sounds sounds good." And he looks over to Rylan and kind of gestures for him to come over. And he was kind of speaking softly. He's like, "Oh well, Rylan, you you look you look to have found a good friend here. He's a smart businessman, knows how to strike a deal, and I think that not only will not only will you may be making much more money, but a lot of your friends and compatriots that you and I both know will be able to make some money." And Rylan's like,
Good.
"Oh, that sounds great. I'm glad that y'all were able to do that." 1 second, Olive has something.
Very good.
That's very rude. Oh, started chewing on a nightlight. But he's like, "Oh, well, that's great." And so now both of you are standing there, and he says, "Well," Bobo says, "Well, it's nice to meet you, Alden, but I need to get back to bed. Haven't gotten much sleep. It's been quite a busy morning with the
No
streets, you
worries.
know."
You need to be on your best performance but tonight. We're going to make a lot of money together, Bobo. I'm glad to have met you.
He says, "Yes,
Can't wait to see the look on that fox's face when I turn his ass into a pellet.
he, he glances at your mouth with the fucking green slime coming out, and he's like, yeah, yeah, goodbye." And he goes back over to his kind of spot
Okay.
and just lays down.
Christ, I had something I wanted to say. Oh yeah, wait. Oh, Bobo, one last
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm
Before
sorry,
he
I'll let you
goes, yeah,
rest.
yeah.
How much do you usually charge for Obat? How about like on average? How much
Mm,
do how much does it
mm-hmm,
cost for people to buy? How much do you usually buy?
mm-hmm. Let me get to where I'm at, dude. He says, well, they normally he says, "Oh, well, yeah, I normally sell it for uh, about 1 silver for 1 dose, or not 1 dose, for 1 bag." And he kind of gestures over to Ryland's side, and he's like, "Yeah, one silver for 1 bag, and that normally lasts someone maybe like a week or so, depending on how heavy of how heavy they normally use it, but yeah, probably
Oh,
1 silver a bag.
oh, excellent. Oh, it's all coming together.
He was like, yeah, yeah, that's great. I need to get to bed. And so
Okay.
he goes back.
Oh,
He's like, he's he's you're showing kind of some of your true colors, and he's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna go back to bed now.
oh, yes,
Yes, this
yes.
is perfect.
Uh, this is.
Mhm.
I'm gonna. Start me like I just turned feral. I'm just like turning into a feral beast. I'm just going. Uh, just, I walk away and say, Ryland, go out there, make some money. Tell me how you do.
Rylan, after seeing this, he's like, all right, dude, yeah.
Oop, you're cutting.
I,
Yeah. All right.
he says, all right,
I'm
dude.
cutting in and out for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I moved the mic closer. He's like,
No,
all
it's
right,
definitely my end, but.
okay. He's like, all right, dude. Sure. After seeing your kind of display of kind of growling, he's like, sure, dude. I'll make money, and you said just to bring it to you every week, and you'll handle whatever you're
Well,
saying with that percent thing.
we'll discuss the detail. No, we Bobo and I set up an agreement. Uh,
Hmm.
you just bring the money to him, and then I'll chat with him. All right.
Hmm. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I do that anyway, so I can bring the money to him.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, this is going to be quite the business venture.
Hmm. I love it. So Rylan then says, "Okay, well," or he's like, "Well, yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you around Alden. Maybe I'll see you if I ever come by. Uh, to Bobo. I don't need
Nope.
anything from him right now, but it was good meeting you. And thanks
Oh,
for the card tricks. I didn't even
yes.
know that I could learn magic. I didn't know I could learn magic, and that makes me feel
That's the
good.
best part.
Yep.
Anybody can. That's why I have. That's why I've learned it, because anybody can. That's right. Oh, good. I'll be
Everyone
seeing
can
you,
cook.
Ryland.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
like,
everyone can cook.
he says, oh, well, I'll see you around. And he just starts walking off towards his direction that he was, or that
God.
y'all came from. And what do you do after making a lucrative deal?
Well, I am just fucking elated right now. I am just so excited.
Mm-hmm.
This has been such a great turn that
Yeah.
I think I'd like to start with the next thing. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
blowing through my money, but it's fine. And I'm gonna go over though and
Mm-hmm.
say, I'm sorry again to wake you up. I know,
Yeah.
I know. But really quickly, get a bag of Obat.
He says, oh, he says, he kind of, he just closes his eyes. He looks up. He's like, yes, I can get you your Obot. You have how much? Do you want just one bag?
I'll take like half a bag.
Half a bag? Okay, yeah. Then give me 5 copper, and you'll get half a bag.
Awesome.
All right. So now,
Okay.
I'll add it to your inventory later, but you have half a bag of Obot, which probably it's this a small little leather pouch with kind of a drawstring top on the top, and if you I'll say
Okay.
I'll say he says to you as he hands it to you. He says, and you said you were going to do something with potions with this, or did you mention that, or did you
Oh,
just say potions?
oh, I did. Yeah, I said
Yeah. Okay.
yes. I see. I see taking Obat and evolving it to the next step.
Hmm. He says that's kind of looks to you. He says that's kind of innovative. Honestly, I didn't really think of that.
Yes.
If you need any guidance at all, I've never really tried to make
Well,
a potion out of this stuff, but
well,
I kind of just
do you
yeah.
smoke it or do you chew it or
You normally just smoke it.
smoke it? Okay. Well, all right. Hmm. I guess it doesn't really make a difference. Okay. Well, I have. How about this? I will work on this, and then I'll come back, and we can talk. I'll let you sleep for now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But I
Okay. Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, and I leave finally. And here's what Alden's thinking.
Okay.
So it's a leaf, right? It's a plant.
Yes, it's a natural plant.
So the chemicals that are inside of it that give you this high, this lull,
Mm-hmm.
has to be smoked. But I also figure it could be kind of like
Mm-hmm.
mashed. What's the word? Like you do with
Grinded.
mint leaves in a
Yeah,
cocktail.
grinded. Oh,
Yeah,
oh, yeah, yeah.
grinded.
Got you.
Um, you take the extract from that, or hell, even just like the leaves
Mm-hmm.
itself, like all the juices, and then you can mix it with alcohol
Mm-hmm.
for an even more potent effect. And I bet that tastes fucking revolting because it's a bitter plant. I don't know how it tastes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I'm just going for like cheap, alcohol, like but something strong like Everclear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Really, one shot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then I was just gonna mix it with some sort of like juice, like lemon juice and sugar,
Okay.
and then portion that all out into a vial of some
Mm-hmm.
sort, and then sell those as
Gotcha.
like you know spruced up version of Obat and alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And I will
This
say
is
that
this is fucked.
I will say yeah, I will say that in terms of like a place to find vials and stuff like that. Like I'm sure you
Yeah,
could find it anywhere, but some place that probably caught your eye at any time you looked at a map is like the homemade potions place that you see in lower end of Ridak, like a little bit south of where you are right now.
I see it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that place I would say caught your eye in terms of if you're looking for things about potions, but I'm sure you're probably thinking to yourself you could probably find it anywhere. But
I need like the supplies to like even
mhm,
do that. I would need one of those bowls for grinding. I would need
mhm,
vials. I need the alcohol, the juice and the sugar. So I
mhm,
would need to see
mhm.
some sort of general store.
Yes.
Um, or just like anything that would make it sweet, like honey,
Mhm,
be good
mhm,
as well. God, this sounds fucking. Maybe lemon and honey with the alcohol and the
mhm.
Obat would be a good start.
Okay,
Because I bet honey's maybe cheaper than sugar. Sugar's kind of hard to refine.
that's true.
I don't really know. Honey
Mhm,
just seems like an easier way to get sweet stuff. Uh, yeah. So, truthfully, I don't really have that much money. So I
mhm,
think what I might do is just kind of wait for like this this business deal with Bobo to pay off for like a little bit, just like see
mhm,
in like a few days.
mhm.
Also, I don't. This is above board. I don't know like how time is progressing because of the differences in my can. Like I've already slept a day. I don't know if the other group has slept a day.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, yeah, just above board, the other group is still in the first night. They're probably around
okay,
midnight.
so I'm in the future in comparison to
You
them
are,
right
you
now.
are, yeah, you're currently in the future. Yes.
Okay. Well, I
So
don't
you
want to
don't,
like get
yeah,
too far ahead.
yeah, well, you don't have to worry too much about. I'm not concerned. I have several ideas about how you all can get back together, so I'm not too concerned with
All right. I'm gonna
the
give it
time
like
frame.
yeah. I want to give
Mhm.
it like 3 days in game time.
Mhm.
I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna go to that shop and see what I can get right now, and then just see how I can like start working on it, and
Like
then just take my
the
supplies
homemade
and go.
potion or like a general store?
The homemade potion and a general store, I guess.
Gotcha.
Like a not a grocery, but just some sort of vendor.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. There's vendors around that you've seen where it's like
Sure. So
selling
on my
potions and
list
stuff.
of supplies is
Hmm.
strong but cheap alcohol. I'm thinking like something a real life example would be I guess like Burnett's or just something really
Hmm.
cheap, like
Yes.
not super refined. Well, I guess it would
Hmm.
be higher refined if it had a pure alcohol content, but yeah, super strong alcohol. Doesn't
Hmm.
really matter about the flavor. Lemons, one of them bowls to grind things up in,
Hmm.
vials, like maybe like 4 or 5, I guess, to get started with, and some honey.
Gotcha. All right, then I am and are you gonna head to the potion store or the general store first? I'll say at this point it's
I'll
like
go to the yeah.
yeah. I'll say at this point it's
I'll go to
like
the potion store
5 p.m.
first.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Then yeah, you can probably head on over to the potion store. Let me open up my doc for that real quick. So you are heading to Homemade Potions, which is luckily right on the side of the street.
Yeah. Just looking up what a bowl for grinding herbs is called.
Yeah, what is it? A mortar? A mortar?
Maybe.
Or is that the name of the thing that you grind it up with?
Um, perspective. It's just called a mortar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
mortar.
it's stone. It's stone or glass.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess it could be wood, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean the wood like absorbs some stuff. So I'll just go with
Gotcha.
like whatever the cheapest option is. I'm not really too pressed about the refinement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be gross anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Or as you're walking through lower end to Homemade Potions, I will say along your way you do see a stand, not a very well constructed stand, but like a stand that just says on the front, fruits.
fruits. Okay,
Yes.
let me see what he's got.
All right. You go on over and you see kind of a thin elf with like darker skin standing
Hmm.
there, and he looks like it's been a long day. Seems like he's got tired and he's not as enthusiastic as you would expect.
This wizard shows up.
Yeah,
Ugh.
he's like yeah, he kind of looks you up and down. He's like, all right, yeah, what kind of fruit are you looking for? Yeah, he's like kind of like
How much
the
for your lemons?
he
Like 5 lemons.
he looks and he's got like maybe some barrels in front with different fruits. And he says, you can have you want 5 lemons? I'll say that would be like
5?
and he looks to you and he says, 2 copper is what I'll say.
What? Yeah, that's a fair deal. You have a deal. Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, so you do 2 copper
Yeah.
for 5 lemons. You're just making a cake.
Consumables, I guess that would go under there.
Yes.
I wonder if they have lemons. Lemon. No, yeah, they don't. But
Yeah,
just pick it up.
that's okay. Yep.
Oops. Uh,
Lemon.
lemon. Can I not change the item? Oh, I can't.
No, you can't. Yeah, I got it. I got you. It is
Oh,
now
we're typing in the
lemon.
exact same time. The
Oh,
lemon,
and there
lemon,
you go. Lemon, lemon. Yeah, there you go. That's what they're
lemon,
called.
lemon.
That's
All
what they're
right.
called in this world. They're called lemon lemons.
Cool. Lemon, lemon. All right, I'm gonna ask him. Do you know where I can get some honey?
He says, oh, honey,
like a jar
he,
or something like that. You
mm-hmm,
know, like a little one.
he says, "Oh well, he when you say honey, he kind of raises his eyebrows and he says, well, no, not around here, not in the lower end. I'd say, if you maybe head towards like Old Town or towards the Ridak Farms, they may have some honey, but they don't really bring those kind of delectables up here."
Okay, what's like I don't know a sweet substitute for honey then?
Uh, he says, sweet substitute. Uh, you could, he looks down and he's like, you could juice, any of these. And he kind of, holds up like an apple. He's like, you could juice, this apple that could be, sweet, or, and then he reaches to, another one.
Okay,
So
all right,
you could juice these oranges.
all right. Nope, you said enough. I'm good. Thank you though. I appreciate it.
uh, okay, yes, well, yeah, do you want anything else though? You want more
Nope, nope, just
lemons?
the lemons.
Just,
Oh, it's
okay.
fine.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for your business,
Shit.
and come around again if you want.
Yep. If you have honey, I'll come by. Uh, I leave then. Little upset, but I go towards the. Now I guess I would just go to the homemade potions place.
Okay, yes. You make it to homemade potions, and you in front of you you see quite a long, thin building, kind of like you can kind of see it on the
Hmm.
map, but a very long, thin building. From the side, you can tell that this is like maybe like only like 30 feet like deep, right? But it's
Yeah.
probably about like 100 feet long or something like that. And it says all across the type or across the edge of it, it just says homemade potions over and over on various painted fonts and colors. So it's just across the entire building, just homemade
Sure.
potions over and over again. And there is a front door. So if you enter, you it's kind of this. It's kind of the first thing that catches you off guard is, yeah, it's a little bit dim in here. It's not as bright as you'd expect a room to be, but it's really foggy. Or, it first looks like fog, but then you kind of breathe it in and you can kind of get that familiar scent of smoke. Like like if you're around a campfire or something, kind of smells like that. And you breathe that in and you're like, oh, this is weird. But as you look around with the entire length of the building, there is in front of you, there is a counter that goes the entire length of the place. And just on top of the counter, on shelves, on the back wall of this entire place are so many different kinds of shapes and colors and, different instruments of potions and everything you could ever think of in terms of potions is here, but it seems incredibly disorganized, right? Very,
Mm.
very not like, oh, here's all the
Okay.
healing potions. It's and everything, as you're kind of looking to the left and the right, there are some like stools and chairs and little tables along the wall that's kind of the front of the building, right? So it's just, think like a really long diner, I guess, kind of vibe
Yeah.
to it. There's stools and chairs, but there's no goods. Like, it's not like a shop in the sense that you could walk up to a shelf and take something. You'd have to communicate with someone, and that someone you see in front of you right now. Maybe there's some people to like the left and right of you that are just kind of looking across the counter. But right in front of you, you see an older female goblin, and this goblin is, goblins are generally kind of short, right? But she is probably like 4 feet tall. So again, much like Bobo, like taller than you've seen other goblins, but still kind of short. It is very lanky, long, kind of longer arms than you would expect, and She has like long, curly white hair. So this is quite an older female goblin. But the what mostly catches you is that she is wearing classic witch's robes and a hat.
Oh,
It's basically what you're wearing, but purple.
yeah. Just
Uh, yeah,
oh.
yeah, a purple pointy hat and a purple robes, and is standing so that she's actually eye level with you, but you can tell based off of just the portions that she's obviously standing on something behind the counter to make her the same level as you. But she looks to you and she says, "Well, hello there. Are you a wizard?"
Yes, I am, and I love to. I have to say, I love your fashion sense. Are
Oh,
you a witch by chance?
yes, yes. And she kind of like looked to the side. Yes, I am a witch. Yes, I love your fashion sense as well. I think we both get what we're trying to go for here. We like the old classical
I
dress.
don't understand why it fell out of fashion. Truly, I don't. Everyone about everyone these days is all about trench coats and scarves and
Yes.
uh, layering. They keep it simple. Just go back to the basics. You
Mhm.
know?
Yes, yes, you're speaking to an equal here. Yes, absolutely. Oh, I love it. Uh, well, what can I do for you, my dear sir? What can I do here at Homemade Potions? This is my
All right.
shop. I can get you anything you need, please.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to infuse Obat with
Hmm.
alcohol so I can make a really potent, kind of drug there for usage. Uh, And my theory right now is if I grind up the Obot and extract the juices and mix it with the alcohol and then put a flavoring, I can, get to that. I'm just kind of looking to for the supplies to
Hmm.
get that.
Dude, sometimes like goblins kind of have like more like of a meaner demeanor, and her face kind of lit up when she saw you. But as you're describing this process of uh making potions, like like, oh, I need to infuse this and all this, dude, her face fucking lights up. She
Oh
is,
shit.
she is like she is
That's funny.
so happy. She's never like, you've never seen an older woman this happy. Like, it's like when you see like an older grandpa or grandma, like they're
Yeah.
always around and then they see something that really makes them happy, like, their face just lights up. It's exactly like that. She's like, "You you are you are special. You know that? You are
I
good.
know. Yes,
you
I know.
you are coming up with
What can I
such
say?
such great idea. Wait, did you? She's like thinking to herself. She said, "You say you're infusing Obat? Well, I've never thought of using that as an ingredient." And she starts turning around, and you notice all these different potion tools and vials and kind of half finished things. And uh, as you as she kind of turns her back to you, just kind of like saying all of this, uh, you can see that there's like on her cloak, not on her, but on her cloak, there's like different singe marks and burn marks. And as she turns back around, you get like a closer look. You can kind of see there's like black soot on her face from, you know, like what you would expect, like from like a comical like chemistry class explosion, right? Kind of just
Yeah,
black
kind
soot
of
on
right
the
now.
face, and she is like, "You, yes, Obot, that is a fantastic idea. We can absolutely do all the supplies that you need for that. What supplies do you have right now? What were you thinking? Oh, you said maybe
I
a
have the
mix.
Obot.
Yes, you have Hobot. Okay,
And
yes.
I have lemon because I was gonna mix it with like honey to make
Oh,
make this thing taste better.
oh, honey. Yes,
Don't
yes,
have the honey.
yes. Okay, well that's fine. That's fine.
Sugar's a substitute, I guess.
Yes, yes,
Figured honey would be a little cheaper.
yes. Oh,
And I
absolutely.
guess the last thing I would need is like some vials and
Yes.
then
Oh, we have
some really
vibes.
decently strong alcohol you can still have and like get drunk
Yes,
with,
yes.
and then a mortar. Boy with a
Yes.
grinder.
Oh well, yes, absolutely. And she runs on over, and she's running, and she was obviously elevated on something, but she's running on something that appears to be just this elevated kind of shelf that appears to be what she's running on. Like it's not, there's not a counter and then just a back floor. It seems to be like the floor is raised specifically behind the counter
Interesting.
since she is
Okay.
shorter. So she kind of runs over to the counter, and gets out a nice little stone mortar and brings it over. And
It's death.
yeah, yes, she says that she says, "Yes, this is here's a mortar," and she runs on over and she picks up, just like a whole kind of handful of different shaped vials, all very. There's none that are the same shape, and she kind of runs back over and she kind of plops them down, some of them kind of falling over, and she's like, here's here's some vials, and oh, you said what do you have? Do you have the instruments in order to infuse the potions? What were you thinking of? Were you thinking of burning it? And she like kind of points over to this one machine. That and she was like, "Do you thinking you are going to burn it, and then the smoke would maybe go up, and then it would condense down into a liquid once again? You were going to fuse it that way, or?" And then she kind of
Oh,
runs over and she's
well,
like, "Or do you think were you going to grind it? Maybe that's what you were doing with the mortar. Maybe you wanted
I
to
was gonna,
grind it."
yeah, that's it. I was
Yes.
just gonna grind it and then shove the leaves into the flask with the alcohol and
Yes.
all the other stuff and then just shake it really hard.
Oh, shake it. Yes. No, we can test this out if you want. We can test this if you. What desired effect are you going for? I'd imagine some kind of sleeping agent to make someone quite sleepy quite quick. I think that
Yeah,
would do the
well,
trick.
I've never, yeah, sorry, I'm very
Yes,
excited as well.
absolutely.
I've never
Yes,
done Obat. I've seen it, in use
yes,
today. It is, looks like it makes you like really tired. So
yes,
it's
yes,
trying to like
absolutely.
exacerbate the effect by also infusing it with alcohol. So just you get really, what's the word, lethargic. So
Oh, yes. Yeah,
that's about it. Yeah.
yeah. And at one point, one of the patrons kind of just walks behind y'all, and it's just like glancing at just the display. She's kind of
Yeah.
bouncing around, and she's like, all right, and just leaves. The patron leaves, and the this lady doesn't even notice the patron leaving. So she's like, oh yes, uh, well yes, I've done it before, and yes, it's typically smoked, but we need to test this out. We need to try all of these things. Do you mind? Can I try some? Can I try it?
Yes.
I'll just take just a little bit, and I can try and
Absolutely.
test it
This
out.
is
Yes.
really convenient. Damn. Wow. This is really convenient.
Hey, you
Oh,
want
I
to?
haven't even introduced myself yet. I'm
Yes.
Alden the
Oh,
Amazing.
yes. I'm Ined. Ined. Nice to meet you.
I
Yes,
know.
Alden the Amazing. Oh, I love that. That is a great name. One very old fashioned to have a what's it called? What's it called when you have like a the amazing? To have a
A
title.
title?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to have a title afterwards. That's very nice. I love that a lot. Yes, and she goes and quickly shakes your hand real quick, and she goes, yes. Okay, if I can have a little bit, yes. Oh, I love making potions. This is my favorite thing to do.
Okay. Yeah. I just kind of plopped the bag on the counter. I'm like, yep. Here it is. Here you go.
Just above
I
board.
guess.
As soon as you just met the guy and we were talking about Obat, and you're like, dude, I want to infuse it with a potion. And I was like, dude, I know the fucking perfect place
Oh, that's
for you.
awesome. All
I
right.
know I
Great.
know the perfect place that you want to go to. This is it's all coming
Alden's
together. But
magic consists of con artist, like being a con artist,
hmm
drugs,
yeah,
and card
intimidation.
tricks.
Yeah, exactly. There
That's,
you
that's exactly what I wanted from him. Just the like bottom barrel, worthless scumbag, really.
go. Hey, but he's thinking people are doing real magic, and that's
He
that's
is. He
what he's going
genuinely
for.
thinks
Yep.
he's lying to himself, but he's trying to convince himself this is all magic. So
I love it.
it's a potion. What more do you
Yep.
want?
No, exactly. And he says, or she takes a little bit and goes over to her own mortar and starts grinding it up. And then she goes and takes a little bit uh, and puts it onto this little dish plate and turns on a little flame and lights it. Uh, and And I'll say that as in terms of lighting this device, it's like a little tiny, maybe like sticks and like lint and stuff are underneath this platform that she's burning something on, and you notice as she's talking throughout all of this, and I'll say what she says, but you notice that she like kind of snaps her fingers, and the thing goes alight real quick.
Mm,
Like the she doesn't like light a match or something. I don't know what it would be in this world.
yeah.
She doesn't do anything. She like snaps her fingers and it lights up, and this thing starts burning, and the smoke starts going into this like spherical thing, and she says, "Oh." And the whole time while she's doing this, she says, "Ah, well, yes. What are you going to be using this for? Are you trying to maybe sleep an enemy? Do you have insomnia? Are you trying to
Yes,
go to
that's
sleep
exactly it.
yourself?"
Sleep an enemy. That's
Yes.
exactly what I'm trying to do.
Yes. Oh, well,
Absolutely.
yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. What, what, what enemy? What enemy? If I may be
Well,
so inclined, I can. Yes, I can.
uh, people, enemy magicians, really.
Yes.
Anyone
Ooh.
who could get the one up on me. And,
Oh, yes.
or like a poison situation where you're kind of like, oh, I stuck it into their food, or I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, try this.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh,
Yep.
yes. These are my favorite kinds of potions. Everyone always comes over to me and says, "Oh, can you make this healing potion? This healing potion?" Yes, of course I can. But these kinds
Oh
of
no.
potions where there's a and she kind of looks at you and winks and is like negative effects. Oh, I love
Oh,
those the
I'm
most.
trying to do a lot of negative effects in this instance. I can. Yep. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie to
yes.
you.
Yes. Oh, I knew when you walked through this door that you were different. Oh, I'd love it. And she goes, and she at this point, kind of the smoke has started condensing into the sphere, and then it starts kind of dripping down and gets caught in something, and she eventually gets this little
Uh,
this little tiny vial of like this
yeah.
condensed smoke, liquid smoke, from this thing, and then also as it grinded up, and she says, "Ah, well, I don't have the alcohol, or I don't have a cheap alcohol, but I do have some of my own stash." And she starts running over, and she goes, into this little back room that's over to the left, kind of where the counter behind the counter leads. And she, hears some clinking of bottles. And she comes
Yeah.
running back over, and she's like, and by this time,
Okay.
the other patron has just left, and this is just a display at this point, and you're just here with her, and she eventually kind of makes this little cocktail of some of just the alcohol and the
Yeah.
potion. And she says, "Well, do you want to bottoms up? Do you want to try it?"
Uh, you go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts and
Yes,
just
she
write them
said.
down. Get
And
them written down.
she
You
says, "Oh
made
well,
it.
yes. Well, thank you. Yes, I did make it. Well, this is. I'm also very used to this, so I'm sure I can do this." And she kind of takes a shot real quick of this
Okay.
mixture, and she
Is she
kind of
doing like
swishes.
some sort of Constitution saving roll, or
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I guess how does like drugs or how would like
Mhm.
a poison or some
Yes.
sort of inebriating thing
hmm
work in
Yeah,
this
no,
situation?
yeah. I'm going to have her roll two checks. I'm going to have her roll, and I'll do it public just for fun. I'll have her roll a Constitution
I
check.
have a really funny
Yeah,
visual in my head where the
yeah.
other group eventually ends up at the tents of luck, and every person there is just slumped, and it's super underwhelming because they're all addicted to drugs. It's
uh,
just super, super disappointing, and
yeah.
they're just wondering what the fuck is happening here.
Oh, I love it. Just and oh, I love it so much. There, she. I'll make a roll, real quick. Let
Okay.
me public roll a d20, and we're going to add her Constitution modifier, which is a +6. Uh, oh, this is Alden.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have you selected, but yes, it still is
We'll see.
a 16. She
Yeah.
does not suffer the effects of the potion. I was going to say it was a DC of 15 with what she
Mm.
concocted. And then uh, I will say, but I'll have her do another roll, which is, let me pull it up, kind of her ability to check this, which is a much better modifier. Oh, another 16 with a plus 10.
Wow.
You see her, kind of get it in her mouth, and she swirls it around in her mouth, and she's kind of looking around, kind of contemplating what the taste is, and she kind of winces a little bit because it doesn't probably taste that good. It's just it's
Yeah.
alcohol and some
It's just
leaves.
the herbs, the alcohol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And she swallows it, and this is the grinded one, and she says, well, uh, uh, she says, oh, I say this. She says, well, let me, I don't have anything to compare it to. This is a new potion. Let me try the other one. And she just quickly takes another shot of the other
Damn.
one. And so we'll do a
Randy can
consultation.
throw it. Damn.
Cost
I'm top now.
does not do well, and she takes a shot, and you can see in her face she kind of swirls it around a little bit, and she uh, makes a little bit more of a approving face, but still doesn't look like it tastes
Yeah.
that good, and she swallows it, and then uh, she
Oh no.
within a few seconds like grabs onto the edge of the counter, and she says, and she looks at you with these wide eyes, and she says, yes, this is the one that we're gonna do. This is
All
the
right.
one that we're gonna do. We're gonna do the condensed smoke one. And she like tries to take a step over, and she's like, oh wow, yes, this is good. This is good stuff.
No.
I am,
Oh
I,
no.
and so the whole time she's holding on to the counter as she's trying to walk around and get more files. But she says,
Oh
"Oh,
my God.
and she says, oh, this has opened up so many possibilities. I never thought of using, Opat for potions. I'd only ever maybe used it recreationally or something. Oh, this is fantastic. Thank you so much, Alden. You really are
Oh,
amazing. This is you have given me
I know. I
the idea.
know. Oh, you
The,
flatter me. I'm
the
glad I could be of
ideas
assistance. Now, I
the
do I
ideas
do
are flowing.
have a few
Yes,
more questions.
yes,
Now,
yes.
I'm trying to, let's say make these kind of, they want them to keep having it, right? They want to keep coming back for more,
Oh, yes.
like addictive.
Mm.
I guess I'm not
Mm.
trying to kill people necessarily, just trying to make them sleepy. So I don't want to,
Oh, yes.
put in anything that will definitely, kill them or hurt them.
Yes,
But,
yes.
I think one of the most addicting things you can have is sugar.
Mm.
People
Mm.
love
Mm.
sugar. They want to keep
Mm.
having sugar nonstop. So
Yes.
we could figure out a way to make these really like taste really good,
Mm-hmm.
and then you kind of tell people like, oh yeah, it's so good because it doesn't really do anything bad to you, unlike other drugs,
Mm.
Hello, and I like wave so hands in front of her
Yes,
like,
she's following along, but the whole time she's like, oh, like blinking like really
okay.
heavily, and like it looks like she's trying to stay awake.
Uh, uh,
She says,
hey, oh. This is a really good day so far. I'm thinking we make these really sugary and really tasty so people want to
yes,
keep having them.
yes. Oh well, yes. I do have some sugar here, and I think that I don't have much of it, but we can try a test run. But I definitely think,
Okay.
and she's like blinking. I definitely think we just need to put less of the condensed smoke. It seems to make it really strong when you do that. I don't.
Well,
Uh,
let's make another batch with the same amount, and then I'll try it.
yes.
And
Okay.
with the sugar, and I'll put a little lemon juice in it, and let me
Yes.
let me have a little bit.
Okay. Yes. I'll say that she is all down for this idea. I'll say that she is like, yes. Okay, and she kind of moves on over. Uh, to go and get the sugar. And she reaches under the counter and gets out, maybe just a bowl like this big, like a salt
Sure.
cellar's amount of sugar, not that much. And she comes on over and uh, she says, go ahead and make it. I'll just stand here. And she's kind of just holding on to it, and
Uh,
she's doing a little bit better, but she's kind of
could I
shaking it off. Yeah.
could I like based on the way she did it, what would
Hmm.
I have to roll to follow her steps from my observation
Hmm.
and make the condensed thing
Well,
again?
yeah, she made like a little vial of condensed smoke, so
Oh,
there still
okay,
is
okay.
there. You
So
don't right now. You don't
okay,
need to make. You
all
don't have to
right.
do that in any way.
All right. I cut the lemon in half. I squeeze about half a lemon out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm gonna say I take about ooh, half. No, it's a little much. Um, Teaspoon of sugar.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, to mix with half of the lemon juice, and then maybe simple syrup would be better because that would be way sweeter, and
Mm-hmm.
it would dilute it a little bit. I'm just gonna stick with the sugar for now. I'm
Yeah.
not overcomplicating a fake drug in D&D. Um,
Yeah.
well, I guess I would. You know what? I'm gonna make a little bit of simple syrup, and
Okay.
I'm gonna do half a shot of that,
Mm-hmm.
0.75 ounces, mixed with half a lemon of lemon
Mm-hmm.
juice,
Mm-hmm.
and then mix it with the alcohol, about pretty much about the same amount of the condensed smoke, I guess, with the alcohol, and mix that all together. And what type
Yeah.
of alcohol? This is probably too detailed, but
Mm-hmm.
is the alcohol just like whiskey? Is it rum? Rum? Is it
Yeah.
whatever?
It seems to be like some kind of whiskey, like what you would take shots of at like a bar. Is
Okay.
what it seems like she
All right.
has.
So just
But she did
Captain
she did say
Morgan's.
that,
Sure.
yeah, yeah, she
Oh, that's
did say
rum.
that
Um,
it should be like maybe like less condensed smoke, because that was her suggestion after how strong it was for her.
well, I'm trying to get people to, really
Drop.
like this.
Yeah.
Drop dead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not so much where they like are like, oh, I don't want to have that again. So I'll add a little less. I'll take your
Mm-hmm.
advice,
Okay. Yeah, a little
and
bit
then I'll
less.
mix it together, have
Okay.
it all together, and I'll drink it.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw for me. Or it's not. Yeah, it's not. Sorry, it's a Fortitude saving throw in this.
Um,
It's on the left side. You see saves. There's Fortitude, Reflex, and Will.
oh, I see. Okay, yeah. I have a +9. This is gonna
Yeah,
be an
you got
issue.
plus nine. It's
I
pretty
hope
good.
this is an instance where I hope I roll in that one.
Just fucking dropped it. Oh no, yeah,
Oh shit! All right. Wow.
you crush it. I'll say that
Yeah.
uh, you, uh, you, do you swirl it or do you just drink it?
I swirl it because I want to feel the taste, and then
Mm-hmm.
I drink it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the taste is not bad. Yeah, I would say
Hmm.
that it it's not like fruit punch taste,
No,
but
it's
it's
yeah.
like watered down lemonade is what I would put it at. Like, it's like a,
Okay.
and you can kind of taste the alcohol a little bit, but it is, it's kind of like a, yeah, it's like a watered down lemonade with whatever you can
Yeah.
imagine, like the taste of smoke, like a
Oh
little
wow.
bit,
Yeah.
like just
Smoke.
like a
Interesting.
little tab of that. But it's not bad. I don't think people would like. And you don't like. Are you trying to make it so it's like kids would drink it? Not obviously this,
Oh,
but
I would
like
want to
the
like
taste
I want
of
to
it.
have it like I want to have it taste like candy and have the
Mm-hmm.
effects of the drug. Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's which is the really dangerous stuff because that's
Okay.
then you can't stop yourself.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
scary stuff.
Gotcha. It's not at that level yet, but it does. It tastes like, watered down lemonade. But
Sure.
when you do swallow it, you can feel, it settles in your stomach a little bit. It's just kind of like with a shot of alcohol, it kind of gets to your head, but more so when, you drink alcohol. This seems higher, and it seems like it's difficult for your eyes
Fuzzier.
to stay open.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It's
Fuck.
definitely like a
Well, if
stronger
that's how I'm
version of
feeling.
alcohol. Yeah.
If that's how I'm feeling, like a roll of like 22.
Yes. Yeah.
And it could be like alcohol, where like some people have higher tolerances for it.
Mhm. Yep.
Um, so one size won't fit all,
Yep.
but that just means more people are going to buy more because
Yep.
they have to have more to get an effect. I'm like, oh, whoa, well, that's definitely the intent I was hoping for.
Mhm.
Let me, okay. Uh, Enid, if we can make
Yes.
this taste like candy, I think we'll have magic on our hands.
She says she's kind of gotten better now, and she says, "Yes, I think. Huh. How how should I think? Maybe more sugar, but I don't know if uh I don't know if you you say enemies. You say multiple people. You want to make a lot of this."
Yeah, a pretty fair amount. Yeah.
She says, "Well, I don't know if sugar would be the best bet. This is," and she gestures to the bowl. "This is all I have in terms
Yeah.
of just sugar. I don't know if you mentioned honey. You could go to uh, Upper End and get some honey."
That's logistical error. We'll keep it small for now, and then we perfect the taste, and then we figure out how do we, go bigger.
Oh, okay.
But
Yes. Okay.
dude,
So.
I will need time to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I didn't
Yes.
know I was gonna role play a drug dealer and a drug supplier, but here we are.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we
Uh,
are.
for my, you know, for my sake, I've only had alcohol ever in my life. I don't know how drugs actually work,
Mm-hmm.
but getting the flavor to be the most addictive part, probably the thing you want to emphasize. But yeah, sugar is, I
Mm-hmm.
imagine, hard to come by. Otherwise, a ton
Yeah.
of people would have it.
Yeah. And I'll
And
say that.
also,
Yeah. You
yeah,
go.
I have to consider like buying the Obat. I guess I could ask Bobo if he wants to be a part of this somehow, because this is
Hmm.
just his product, but like in another form. I already like gauged his interest in it. And if this
Mm-hmm.
is even more addictive than Obat, then he just, be making more money. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to consult with him. But yeah,
I'll
sugar. I
say.
can't believe the Obat isn't the hard thing to come by. It's the sugar.
Yeah. It's
I
the
guess like
sugar.
vodka or like a clear alcohol would be. I think clear alcohol would be better because the whiskey is a stronger flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Mm-hmm.
you go with like a clear alcohol, the flavor will be less impactful,
Yes.
and that can help it out. And this is me talking like above board. I'm not sure
Yes.
how much Alden knows about mixology and
Mm-hmm.
cocktails, but I'm just brainstorming.
Yeah.
I'll figure out a way for him to
I
role
would
play
say.
it.
Yeah. I would say she hears what you're saying in terms of the smaller scale, and she says, "Well, yes, we can." Uh, and she, kind of looks outside for a second, and she like through a window, and she says, "Well, you know, I my shop was going to be closing soon, but if you want, we can try some more concoctions and really perfect down the taste. We don't add any
Oh,
more of the condensed stuff, as that is probably what's making it really strong. But we can
yeah.
we can we can keep up with." And
Just as a
she
guess, can you
yeah.
say how much of the Obat she used to make the condensed stuff? Was it all of it? Was it like half a bag? Was it
Well, yeah, I'll say this: when
like
she reached into the bag, it's the first time you've actually seen the stuff. Obot, she pulled it out, and what I can describe it as is it's like, you could kind of feel it in the bag. It felt like there was like just
shit?
big marbles in there. But when she pulls it out, it looks like what are they called? Brussels sprouts. It looks like that. It
Oh,
looks like
really?
this. It looks
Yeah.
like
That's
a
really
little
funny.
tiny. Yeah, it looks like a little Brussels sprout. So she pulled out only one of those and burned it, and she
Oh,
was
wow.
probably able
Okay.
to make like a shot's worth of condensed smoke out of that. And so, say you were maybe only putting a little bit into each of these potions. I don't know, what the one to
Would you
one
want to?
is.
Would
Yeah.
Yeah? Would you want to like do some rolls, and then in between sessions we can figure out like a recipe sort of on how to make this
Yes.
thing? but before
Yes.
then, we do rolls on to see how the trial and error process goes, the experiments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like if you're well, she offers this to you, and how do you respond to
Oh,
the idea
I
that
totally agree. Oh,
yeah,
yes, absolutely.
she
Go
says,
for it.
okay, well, yes, let's go. And she even her eyes kind of light up, and she says, well, we don't even need to exclude the smoke. I have some regular liquid smoke that I can actually use. And she kind of runs over and she uh, finds a vial and it's like a bigger kind of little jar of this liquid smoke that she says this may taste very similar to the other ones, but it won't have an actual
Oh, won't
strong
have
effect
the actual effect.
because
Okay.
it's just sticks. And
Yeah.
she
So
uh,
we're just gonna be taking shots on it. That's
yeah,
funny.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I'll say let's do some rolls. I'll say she you will kind of trade roles. Hmm.
Okay.
For you, because you don't have like a lore for this.
Yeah.
Um, but you are the one that knows what kind of like taste you're going for. Maybe
Just candy, basically. Like not even a specific type of candy. Just when you think candy, you think sweet. Like my mind goes to
mm-hmm.
a jawbreaker almost, with like
Yes,
a
yep.
that fruity flavor, just kind of miscellaneous fruity flavor. In this case,
Yes.
it's lemon, so
Mm-hmm.
like a lemon drop, like a
Mm-hmm.
lemon head.
I agree. I think that or for you, I would do society checks because I think this is kind of
Society
like
check.
this is you go
Not
first.
nature, since we're trying to like make.
But like
I'm not trying
what
to
I'm
debate with you. I'm just,
yeah,
yeah. What do you think makes more sense?
I'm saying your contribution to this, like her is
Okay.
knowing what ingredients and stuff, and yours is what flavor you think
Let's
would be
see.
best
Okay.
for kind
Okay.
of for that you think would get the most people. And that's why I think
Yeah.
society would be
That.
good.
That. Yeah. That sounds like a great idea. Let's do it.
Then you
Let's
you
do
do a
it.
society check first, uh,
Okay.
and we'll see. And she can respond with okay, 18, 18.
Yeah.
Uh, I'll say she responds with a kind of a lore check. Oh, wait, I have you selected again, but again, that is a 12. I'll say that this. Hmm, I don't know how to do it. I feel like you can do it like by trial, and like so you all tried to mix it up, and I would say that
Yeah.
you know what flavor you want to go for, but she didn't really choose the she chose something close, but not exactly what you're going for. And so
Okay.
and we're keeping track of how many shots y'all are taking. So I'll say at this
Sure. So
point you're at like
that's
two
two
shots
at
in.
that
Yeah,
point.
you're two shots
Yeah.
in, and so you
How
will.
many
Yeah,
like
you go.
trial and errors do you think is fair in this instance? Because I don't want it to be like, yeah, just do it all night. At some point, like it
Hmm.
has to end. But like, how would you like? How many of these roles do you think?
I'll say
Would you want to do like three successes? Like how many do you have to do on like in a matter of successes,
I
like
like
with a
that. Yeah,
DC?
yeah, like three successes, and I'll say that. Yeah, how do I determine a success? I think DC, 15 maybe. I feel like
And
that's reasonable
so,
because
would you want? Okay, so starting from here, would you want to do three separate roles, and to succeed, you have to have two successes.
okay, yeah,
Like, and then I guess from there, how would you want to do it? Would we had to both succeed in our roles in tandem to get like progress?
yeah. I'll say if one of you succeed, you get one success. If both of you succeed, it's two successes, right? And we just keep rolling back and forth, and we'll see if we can get to say 5 total successes. So you know what flavor, based off of this, you got 1 success because
Yeah,
you know what kind
it's
of
just trying to
flavor.
communicate
Yes.
effectively.
And so you've gotten 2 shots now. So you do a society roll. So
Okay,
you're trying to
let's do it again.
communicate this is what I'm going for.
Okay,
Okay, jump right on the money. Yeah,
right on line. Yeah.
I'll say that you're able to communicate that no, that wasn't quite right. I'm looking for something a little bit sweeter, and she's nodding her head along. Oh, that's not. I don't want a D12. I want a D20. There we go. And she rolls. Nice. Let's go.
Nice. Damn.
She nails it on the head in terms of what you're looking for here. It's a little bit closer at 3 successes now, but you've now both have had 3 shots. I'll say.
Okay. You're woozier. Maybe it's tasting better because we're drunker, but
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. You go for a roll. It's not quite there though. It's
okay.
not what you think
Almost
would
there.
get the populace.
Oh, mama. Gambling.
Oh,
Ooh.
unfortunate.
Ooh.
No, you
Yeah.
you make a bad suggestion about what you think should be
I
added.
think acid spit. What's up?
And she's like, okay, that sounds like something we should do. Let's see if she can course correct and use her knowledge to maybe overwrite your decision or not. Oh yeah,
Oh, oh
she
goodness, yeah.
she hears your suggestion. She's like, oh, that may be just the alcohol talking. She's like, I'll try something. I'll try something else. Yes, I'll do this. And she
Yeah. Do
uh,
you think the DC should get higher considering the fact that we keep having more alcohol?
hmm, I'll say yeah for since you've now had 3 shots. I'll say that the DC is now 17. I think she still
Okay.
gets the success.
Yeah.
What does that make us at? Well, how about
4.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at 4. How about let's make it 3, and with every successive shot that y'all have taken, the DC goes up by 1. So the first one was 15, right? And then
Yeah.
so that 15 that you got actually didn't succeed. Wasn't
Okay.
wasn't close enough. So we're at 3 basically. And so now since y'all have taken 4 shots, right? Or 3 shots.
1, 3, I think.
3, let's just make it 3. The DC's 18 now.
Okay,
And
the
so
DC's 18.
DC's 18, you go for your roll. Just got a good 12
She's
or
good.
up.
She's
Yeah.
she's carrying this. She's carrying with that plus 10.
Yep, she knows all the ingredients. She's been doing this for a while.
Shots,
There we go.
shots. Yeah,
Yeah,
baby.
there we go. 1 over. Nice. Okay. You realize that your last suggestion wasn't probably the best, and so you kind of course correct, and you're really honing in that this is getting quite close to good. So she succeeds on this DC 18 roll, which is pretty likely. She's got a plus 10.
I got a 7. Oh,
Oh, no.
damn.
Damn. Okay.
Nice.
She puts a little bit too much of the stuff. She's getting a little drunk at this point, and she's put a little bit too much of the stuff in that you suggested, and it's not right. It's way too
Yeah.
strong in terms of the flavor you were going for. So, how about you do one more check? And I'll say she has to
Okay.
succeed on whatever the final check is to make sure it's done. Since
Okay,
she's the
so then
one
we're at
making them.
DC 19 right
19.
now. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It's close. It's
it's
close. You just need one more success.
close. It's
It's
above
close.
10. It's a lower. No!
Ah, okay. Uh, she
Damn.
she suggests it, or you suggest adding less of the stuff, but you kind of slur your words, and she can't
Yeah.
really understand you fully. But let's see if she
Oh,
you
come
start
on.
you start ranting
Yeah.
about drink or something, and so let's hope
Yeah.
that she can understand that she put in too strong. There it is. Yes. She was
Yeah, it
able to
is.
get that.
Oh,
Okay. And then yes,
The drunk rage always comes through.
she didn't really understand what you were saying, but she realized that she put in too much of the stuff, and she kind of dials back, maybe puts in, a little bit different proportions of everything else. And when you both take a shot of this one, you both have had 5 shots at this point. This you think is a good place to stop. This is you've reached this happy medium where if you keep trying, you're gonna get too drunk to be able to tell this stuff, and you think you've gotten to a good place.
This is art.
She says, yes, it is, it really is. This has been so good. I cannot put into words how happy you've made me. This is just so good. Thank you.
Very drunk right now after we did like 5 shots, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Like back to back.
Yes,
this
exactly.
It's gonna be great. And write that down. Write it down.
Yes, I will write it down. Yes, and I'll write it down twice. That way we both can have the recipe. Oh, this was so much fun. Thank you for. Oh my gosh, thank you. And she looks like she's like falling asleep just from the alcohol, not even from anything. She's like, oh, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for.
Yeah, I'll be on my way.
Yes, you be safe now, and come by at any time, and we can discuss about making even more. I have supplies, and we can talk about other things. Yeah, sure. And she's just kind of waving you on. She's very tired.
Okay. I stumble out. I grab like the Obat and I'm like, here we are. And then I assume we went through all the lemons. I'm just gonna say we did.
Yeah, I'll say went through the lemons. I'll say the Obat, like maybe like 2 or 3 more of the stuff. I'll say.
Okay. I'm gonna stumble out the door, and I remember saying to Bowo, "Ooh, send them to the shadow room." Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna stumble my way up there. Would I have to make any sort of roll to like get to that area?
Oh, that's a great question. It is. I'd say it's like
it's
8
dark,
p.m. Yeah, it's 8 p.m. at this point. Yeah, the sun has set for sure, but there are people in the street. It's not super late. It was like she was closing at like 6 or 7. So yeah, I'll say it's like 9 p.m. I think
okay.
Took you 2 hours to go through this like little charade to perfect this in potion. So you make a survival check for me.
Survival. Okay.
Just to be able to see if you can keep track of your surroundings. 13. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say that it takes you a good hour, maybe. It's only like a mile of travel, maybe a little more. But you turn down some other alleyways and you start going off the main road and you realize, no, I should be on the main road. And then you turn back around and you're just kind of wasting time walking around, and you're maybe like run into someone or something like that, and you're just stumbling around. But after about an hour, I'll say you kind of you're sobering up for sure. You're not as drunk as you were, but you do find your way to that sign that you saw earlier, where it's like where's the signpost where it had
how
the gray.
Drunk do you think Alden is right now? Like a heavy buzz, or still kind of like not browned out, but just like before it? Like just kind of like
it's like at that point when you've had a lot of alcohol and it's afterwards, and it's like your head just kind of hurts.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, okay. You're like, oh god, I gotta get to bed.
Yeah. You're like, exactly. It's just.
You're still conscious enough to brush your teeth and everything.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It is. You're not blacked out or brown.
All right. I thought it'd be really funny if he was still really drunk by the time he gets there. Mm-hmm. Like, you gotta get bed, and he just goes into the shadow room.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was gonna make a wisdom roll with a DC of 10. But now I'm thinking he's not drunk enough for that.
I don't think he's drunk enough.
He's gotta,
You can make the DC 5 just for fun if you wanted.
Yeah, maybe. Why not? I don't want to risk it. If he's drunk enough, if he's like sobered up enough, then
yeah, he's also heard enough about the shadow room to not go in there.
I think he's all right.
Drunk. Yeah, we're good.
I think he's good. If he was drunker, I would, but at this point, nah.
Yep.
All right. All right. I was gonna find like a place I can just kind of like sleep.
So how close to the shadow room do you want to sleep?
Like, at what point did I start to notice the effects of the curses on it in the surrounding area? Is it just on the building, or is it?
It seems to be just on the building, and whenever you're like in sight of it, like if you're looking at it, you can like if you're looking at it, but if you had your back turned to the room, you would have like no way of knowing that it's there. You can't. It's only just the room itself that seems cursed. But like as you are approaching it, it does seem to get quieter. Like and you've been in between the buildings far away from the main street before, and it does get quieter,
Yeah.
but there's still like people around, but
Okay.
especially here it's at night. It gets quiet quick, basically.
Okay.
That's
I'm
the
gonna
most that you
go
can
to
kind
a
of tell.
point where it's just quiet enough, but I can still hear a murmur.
Okay.
So like somewhat close, wherever that is.
Yeah. i'll
Stop
say
there.
it's like I'll say it's like halfway between the shadow room and the main road.
Yeah. I take a sip of water from my rations.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Drunkenly falls.
All right. Awesome. What an eventful day.
Honestly, that was pretty over the top.
Yep.